suck.
You think that's what took so long?
Last year, I wish I could recall which pick it was, but there was one that he kept telling me in my ear, the pick's in, the pick's in.
Let's go.
Marshall Harris, WIP. Brett, can you just take us through the time between making the selection of Mikal Bridges and then the decision to make the trade? And what did you see there in terms of the value of trading, I guess, back?
I mean, it starts out with just tremendous excitement. You know, when this is my 18th year in the NBA, and when you sit there and you watch a draft board play out, and on our notes, on our big board, we had 1A and 1B. And when the 9th pick was selected, you realized we're going to get one of our two. And we chose Mikal. And to see that play out, knowing the history that he has had in this city and at Villanova, it was very much aligned. And he was somebody that could come in and fit with what we had. And so it goes from that level of excitement, an extreme coincidence, given his history in this city, to a situation in between that the phones were active. And we knocked back an incredible deal where we would lose him. We didn't rate it to be a Godfather type of deal, something that really would impact the franchise to the level that it would have to in order to trade Mikal, who we valued very much. And then Phoenix came in and offered a 2021 unprotected plus our 1B in Zaire, who we valued very highly. And you're in a position that you're on the clock and you really have a decision to make. And for me, and all of us in that room, what always rules our day is a few things. First, and in this order, what is always best for the organization? I'm going into my 6th season with the Philadelphia 76ers. And so what is best for the organization? And how do you win a championship? How do you acquire things that can attract stars or develop stars? That pick might be the key to all this. That pick might be the thing that links a possible trade. And we have our 1B in Zaire. And they're very different. They're at very different stages. And so you ask a very open question, and all of those emotions and all of those facts happened in, a 20, 25-minute window. Very different emotions, very different set of circumstances that resulted in the trade of Mikal.
Hey, Brett. Tom Moore, Bucks County Courier-Times. How are you? To me, the trade was more of a Brett Brown, the general manager, than Brett Brown helping the coach right away. Is that one way to look at the trade, if you will?
Completely. Because I live in this city with you all. I watch Villanova. I love his mom. I love his college coach. There is a human side of this that's really kind of hard to explain. And we all, I am assuming, go from this level of excitement and coincidence, like you can't make this up, to something as a group. We sit there and we field office, and again, one we knocked back that was a great opportunity, really a great opportunity. And then there it is. There's this thing that involves our 1B. It wasn't like it involved another player. it was our 1B, who we had targeted and brought back twice and studied the things that we felt he could improve on to really be quite different in the NBA because of his incredible character and athleticism and toughness. And then there's a 2021 pick, and we all understand that that could be the year that high school people are allowed into the NBA. And that is far out. And it also could be the thing, as I said to Marshall, that could be the thing that flips it with us having more assets to enhance a realistic trade for a star. We are star hunting, or we are star developing. That's how you win a championship. And the emotion of what we have all been through is painful. But, as I said at the start, what's best for the organization and how do you win a championship? And since I've looked at you all, I haven't pivoted out of that once. So the torment of trying to do my job in the very limited role for a moment I have as the general manager versus the role that I have as the head coach of this program, it's a toggle. And this is where we arrived.
Hey, Brett. Kyle Newbeck with Philly
Hi, Kyle.
Boys. What's up? You guys have been collectively reluctant to say, I have final decision, or anyone has final decision, but who actually executed these trade calls, whether they were coming in or going out? Or is we to believe that you were the one on the phone?
I was the one that approved the final decision. We have many people in that room that are aggressively speaking to people, and we acquire information, we put it on a board, and we discuss it. And at the end of the day, Josh looked at me, and I did what I did. We approved the deal. I approved the deal.
Brett, what did you see in Zaire that made him your 1B?
The fact that he has a foundation that is incredibly unique in relation to his athleticism, the foundation that he has in his character, the foundation that he has in his defense, the incredible growth that we're seeing in his shot, his ability to create his own shot. There's no mystery of how we want to play here in Philadelphia, nor is there no mystery on the direction our sport is growing. And so when you weigh it all up, and I anointed him 1B. It's really, you know, an incredible situation that we had to navigate through once we got that offer. And so as we judged Zaire, we saw a person, we saw a player, we saw a place that we need to develop him, to grow him and take him. And we believe entirely, in time, he has the ability to be incredibly unique, maybe even great. And I think so that the city and you all hear me say, Mikal Bridges would have come in and slotted in and played right away. Zaire is going to be fighting for some minutes, and we are going to develop him, and we are excited to do that. And he may jump into this thing in a quicker way. And we all understand the reality and the history of what 10th player chosen do really to the NBA and coming in and playing minutes. It's rare that a 10th pick comes in and plays, even on poor teams. And so we believe we're going to take Zaire and put him into our development system and polish up all those things, and we're excited. The city of Philadelphia is going to love him because of his complete competitiveness, his athleticism, and his toughness. He is bred for the city of Philadelphia.
Dave Murphy with the Inquirer in the back.
Yes, Dave.
How prevalent were the discussions about, or how cognizant were you of wanting to add to your portfolio of picks for a potential future trade? You had mentioned that before the draft, was that something that you really wanted to accomplish? Was that something that you had hoped to accomplish?
I don't understand your question, please.
Like, did you want to add to your asset portfolio in case of a trade before the draft? Was that something that was a goal of yours?
We talked about it all the time, you know, and it always comes back to what you hear us say all the time, like, how do you get a star? You know, you're going to need assets. We understand that. If you're going to really want to go out into a trade, they're going to look at what do you have, and the more good things we have, obviously the better off we can attract, you know, the stars that we all know are out there. And so we talked about it. Did we, you know, hunt it? Did we seek it? No. You know, had this opportunity not come up, we would have been thrilled to move on as our draft reflected, the selection reflected. And so we did talk about it to actively pursue it. That was not on the cards. It happened organically. It wasn't something that we sought. They chased us. They chased us, and they chased us hard. And obviously, you know, the rewards, the asset that they gave up were something that was hard for us to backpedal from.
Jessica Camarado,
Hi, Jess.
NBC Sports Philadelphia. Hi, Brett. How did the second workout with Zaire impact your decision here?
His shot, like, we loved his character, we loved his athleticism. Now it's going to be like, how do you predict, how do you project his shot? How does that transfer to the NBA three-point line? And, you know, with the measurements and the drills and the metrics, when you really studied it, we see upward trends that suggest he's going to be just fine. He's going to take an athleticism, he's going to combine a toughness. Now you got sort of that elusive 3-and-D player that also can create his own shot. I think all of us, you hear that terminology, you know, 3-and-D, it requires more nowadays. You know, you're going to have to do stuff off a live ball. You're going to have to do stuff off a catch-go. It's not just I can guard my man and I can make a three. It's deeper than that nowadays. And the growth of Zaire as it relates to the future of our sport, how we want to play, you could see it. You know, you could see it in his workouts. You could see it in portions of his college career. And we felt strong enough to anoint him 1B. And he really made us think a lot in the second workout because he was that, we think, good in that time frame. Thank you.